Hi YouTube family, my name is Elysia English and welcome back to my channel. I'm standing in my new studio space, which was super clean the other day, and I've made an absolute disaster because I have only 6 more days. 6. Oh my gosh, 6 more days. Saying out loud makes it even scarier before my first craft show at my new local area. And so I've challenged myself to spend about $20 only and use as many upcycled materials as I possibly can to create the inventory for my show. So off camera this week, I've created a couple of things I thought would be really neat to show you guys, and I'm now going to lock myself in my studio for several hours today and see how much I can possibly get made and then work the rest of the week to get ready for the show. So I want to show you a few things I've been working on. So because I've never done this craft show before, I really don't know what type of inventory will do really well, which is why I didn't want to invest a lot of money in what I was going to prepare for inventory, and it's only $10 to get a table, which goes to the local community center. So really I'm not investing a lot. So if it doesn't have a huge turnout, I'm okay with that. So I just thought I would really challenge my creativity and take a few things that I know were really good sellers at shows I've done before and then create a few really neat things that I was just inspired to create to take. So one of the things I've made in the past that you've actually seen me make on our channel are these really cute little red vintage trucks. And since we are sort of in an old rural area and we do actually see quite a few old trucks around, I thought this would be a really cute thing to take. So instead of putting Merry Christmas like I've done in the past, I put Nova Scotia Christmas. I just made a couple of these. I thought they were pretty colorful to put on the table and just really kind of create that Christmas vibe on my set that I'm gonna set up. I wanted to take quite a few smaller items to my show because I don't want to have anything that's in a really high price point. And so because I'm using upcycled materials, it was a good reason to be able to use a lot of scrap wood. So I scroll saw cut out a bunch of circles and I wanted to create some little landscapes with them and create little wall art wall hangers. And so I've created this little scene here and then did sort of just a macrame tassel to put on the bottom. And I made 3 different ones to take to the show in different color palettes, sort of in the ocean beachy theme. And then this one here, I played with the ocean blues with the oranges. So I think these are so cute. And since sort of like monogrammed font word wall art isn't really on trend anymore, I wanted to create a few things that were wall art that didn't have words on them and just kind of play with that idea of creating some scenic views to put on the wall. In the past, I had a blast making Christmas ornaments for that big show that I did 2 years ago. And so I really have been having so much fun making different ornaments, which has led me now to making some magnets and just kind of like that small tinkered styled stuff. So I wanted to have a few Nova Scotia things for sure on my table. And so I created these heart-shaped scrolled out magnets and I put the Nova Scotia map on it. So I just used my little dollar store stamps and ink to put the actual words on it rather than using my Cricut or my Silhouette. And I just did them in a couple different patterns. So these have a really strong magnet on the back. They can be stuck pretty much to anything. They're pretty fun. I was getting a little carried away with creating the ornaments and did a few 3D ones using some of those photo bulbs that you can actually open up. So you have the front and the back, and then you can insert a round disc photo in them. So rather than doing a photo, I added some of this stuff that you would put in the bottom of a plant, almost looks like little pieces of sea glass, and created these really mini little sailboats using some felt, some fishing line, and a tea towel that I picked up at the thrift store. And then the back and the bottom part of the actual sailboat is just those little wood pegs that you would use for furniture. And I just suspended it into it and then used a nautical rope. So I just created a couple of these since the sailboats kind of took forever since they were kind of tiny, but I think they're super cute. And I think they're kind of original to have these at the show. And I think they definitely follow that Gone Coastal for Christmas vibe I'm going for. Okay, these are my new obsession. I've been having so much fun making these, and the boys have even made some, and I think I'm definitely going to make more of these. I don't know if they're going to sell at the show or if they're really not with the theme, but I've really been having a lot of fun making them. And so I've been making these macrame rainbows with the wooden beads. They actually have wire and this macrame rope inside of them, and then they're wrapped with this yarn. Some of the yarn I've been able to pick up on discount, or even I have a few pieces from the thrift store, but I've been able to make them in all different kind of color palettes, and I think they're so cute, and I just love the textiles of them. So you can see I made them in a couple different styles here. These are kind of a prototype for an idea that I had that I wanted to kind of bring to life, and then they actually turned out really cute. And so I wanted to make some little plant hangers that you could put on the wall. And so I still need to attach the little hook that would go, sort of that little zigzag alligator hook, and then you could put your plant pot inside. And I thought these were so cute to put some succulents in, and I made them in 2 different styles, more of a chunky rainbow, and then I did more of a simplistic rainbow. I was just kind of playing with ideas I thought these are so pretty with the succulents in them, but then to also just put a little aloe plant or something in and hang them on the wall. How cute are these? I wanted to have a few little takeaway things on my table that would be for kids if they were coming with their parents shopping at the show. And so I had some of those vintage clothespins that you would kind of not really use anymore because we always use the pinch ones. And I turned them into these adorable little mermaids so the kids can actually maybe put them for their stocking or something. And I made all different diverse ones. I love the yarn hair on them. You can see they're super colorful. I just think they were super fun. So I'm just gonna put them in a basket on the table at the show, and then also make a few pirates in the same kind of theme using the clothes pegs. I haven't picked up an air compressor yet since we've been here, and so I didn't want to create a whole bunch of signs that I would have to put the frames on. And I picked up a couple of these prefab frames that you can just actually use either the front for, or they have this frame already built in. These are just from the craft store. They were $1.25, and I thought they were perfect to be able to do a flat back on. So I painted the backs white and then used the silhouette shape of our space here in Nova Scotia, and then picked our local area to create a little felt heart. And again, I just used those stamps that I had with the ink stamp to be able to write Nova Scotia on the bottom. But I thought these were a super cute gift to be able to send to someone if you lived in Nova Scotia and you wanted to send something lightweight in the mail. I've been having a lot of fun. This last week, I started a creative space on Facebook that we've been able to chat about our creative projects. So I want to know what you guys are working on right now. This is the season where everyone's making handmade gifts, doing holiday markets, and just being really creative now that they're going to be in for the winter. And so if you want to join my Facebook group, I'll put the link in the description box. We have been doing a great job, like having so much fun as a community on there chatting this week. But it's a really great space to be able to share photos with me on what you're working on, and we can just talk creative vibes on there. So feel free to join and let me know in the comments section what you're working on. So one of the things I wanted to focus on this at this show was actually to create some really simple things that would be $5 and $10 gifts that would be easy, quick grabs for people. I know things are really tight for most families this year, and so I thought just to keep those price points really low and have different options. And I think that photo boards in any way are super personal, and I would love to receive that as a gift myself. And so I've been creating a bunch of these really simple scrap wood photo boards just with some really cute sayings on them that you could put a 4x6 photo on. And I think these can be priced at probably about $7, and they're just a really quick grab off the table. So I've done them in a bunch of different phrases and different colors. This one I did a really fun, just coastal color. It says plant smiles, grow laughter, harvest love. And then one of my favorite quotes, because I mean, it's just so pretty, is together is my favorite place to be. I did a to the moon and back, and just some really simple phrases that most families would actually use. So I think those are a great, easy gift to grab.
So those are beautiful and all, but are you actually going to lock yourself in the art room?
It depends. Are you guys going to bring me food over the next 12 hours?
Yes.
I really only have 6 days before my show, and we've been working around the house here on getting everything situated at our property that we bought, getting ready for winter. And so we really haven't had that much time in between some of the things we've been working on to actually get ready for my show. And so I know it's not going to be overly busy, but I still want to have quite a bit of inventory to take. And so I am going to lock myself in my studio for the next several hours. Hopefully someone will bring me warm tea and some dinner later. Yeah. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah, you got that, YouTube family?
And see how much stuff I can get creating in the next couple of hours, and just really take a chunk out of the inventory that I want to take with me. So I really have challenged myself to spend less than $20, and I think I'm just under that mark right now. And that was even picking up a few little bags that I can actually have people take things home with. And so I really hit the mark on that goal. So you don't really have to spend a lot of money to prepare for a craft show, whether it's big or small. Really think outside the box and try to use as many like thrifted or upcycled materials as you can. So I've been able to create this without really spending any money at all, which is super fun to now be able to see what the turnaround will be of the items that I've actually been able to make. And I'm curious too, because this is my first time in this area doing this type of show. But I need to get making because I literally have 6 days. And I just pre-cut a bunch of stuff on my scroll saw and on my miter outside to create my next few things. I need to get painting, which means I'm going to be making more of a mess in here.
Get to it.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope.
We just finished setting up everything we're doing for our table here. We're just gonna kind of steam our tablecloth. And you can see we have everything all set up. People are just kind of walking around doing a little bit of shopping off of the vendors right now. We didn't make too much, but I'm glad I didn't make any more because on this little table, I wouldn't really have fit any more inventory. So the show hasn't even started yet. I'm just hiding behind my table, but I've already sold half of my macrame rainbows and my boats. I've already sold a couple boats and half of my ornaments that I made that were more like Nova Scotia themed with the whales. So maybe I should have made more, but I don't know how busy the show is gonna go, but just with the vendors alone here, we're getting a lot of amazing feedback about our table and how unique everything is and how everyone loves the colors and just like the attention to detail and just the feedback I was really focusing on having to set an example here at the show. So I'm excited. We open in 20 minutes.
Dreaming of you.
Whoa, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold.
So we just got home and got into comfies and made some nice warm hot chocolate. Today was an absolute blast. The boys worked the craft show with me all day today and even sold some of the small items that they took, like hot chocolate containers and tags that they made for the show. It was just a nice day to look back. These memories we make together doing these shows together are something we'll remember for years and years and years. Today, having a craft show in our new community was amazing. We met so many lovely people, and it was so nice to see some of our YouTube family came out to see us. So if you were there to say hi and to send some Christmas cheer, thank you so much for visiting us. It really made our day to see you guys and get hugs and just honestly just smiles ear to ear from the day. We sold almost everything that we took. I would say about 80% of the inventory that we took today. We were only coming home with just a small pile of items, which was really a successful show for our very first time in this local Christmas craft show. It was just $10 to participate, and there was approximately 20 vendors, and I do believe there was about 200 to 250 guests that came, which we were really surprised there was such a great turnout. And so next year we'll definitely know we need to create a little bit more inventory. But this year I didn't want to invest too much, and not knowing how many people were actually going to come through the door. But we're looking forward to signing up again next year to participate. There's a few things that we would have done differently. So we actually would have planned to create a lot more inventory. I didn't know how the show was going to be. And honestly, I thought there would be less than 100 people that would show up. I really didn't know since we live in such a rural area. But when there was about 200 to 250 came, I really could have sold a lot more multiples of some of the items that I sold even before the doors even opened. I had sold out of some of the items that I was really excited about showing to the guests that were coming, but they sold out right away when I first got there. So within 20 minutes of before the show opened, I had already sold my lobster boats and almost all of my whale ornaments that I had made and half of my macrame rainbows. And so next year I would definitely prepare more of some of those really hot items that I think will be more popular. But keeping that price point of the $5 and $10 really made a huge impact. And if I would have had more in that price point, I probably would have also sold more of those as well. But it was nice to have a few items that were, I think the most of any item was on my table was 25. And so keeping in that price point really helped to get sales for the day. And overall, we did amazing. So we did spend less than $20 to prepare for the show, aside from the $10 it cost to participate. And I was really happy that I did that because it meant that pretty much everything that we made at the show ended up being profit since we didn't invest a lot of money in supplies. So overall, today was a complete win. Don't forget to go over and join on to the Facebook group that we created by Elysia English so we can chat. And I want to know what you guys are working on. Are you doing holiday markets? Let's talk all of the creative projects we're working on. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.